Welcome back to the V4 Vanilla server, and today we are standing in our empty lake bed. That's right, last episode we got some sponges and got it all drained out so that today we can make it deeper. We're going to go ahead and get started right away. Hopefully next time I see you, I will be standing in a much bigger hole. Well, here's my big hole. You can see we have taken the former lake much deeper. We're down about 15 blocks from water level and maybe 12 blocks from where it used to be here in the center. So we've got some good room to work with. Still not exactly sure what it's gonna be, but I know we need to get rid of this stone and move back to what a lake should actually look like, which is the dirt, the gravel, the sand, maybe even a little clay in there. That is going to be the next step, and then we'll have a perfect solid base to work with and get a good building going on down here. Now this is what a lake should look like. We've got it covered in sand and dirt and a little bit of gravel. Mostly sand. A lot of sand. Makes sense. We're next to the ocean right over there. We've got a sandy lake. I also managed to take it a couple blocks deeper as I was digging out the stone for a little more vertical room for any builds we do down here. I have finally figured out what we are going to put down in the bottom of our lake, and it's not going to be functional at all. It was too difficult to put something useful down here and still make it easy to get to. So we're going with a purely aesthetic build for our lake, but don't worry, it's still gonna obviously look good. That's the goal, but it's going to tell a story. We start the story of the lake with what is left behind. You can see the ruins of a once prosperous small town down at the bottom of our lake. It was once a much larger town. The sides of the lake have collapsed in as it formed. You can see the sand falling down into the houses. Who knows how much of the village might be buried underneath. See, the roofs are falling down. Lots of houses in various states of disrepair. This one pretty much all gone. A lot of the larger ones around the central town square still have some structure, but the roofs have collapsed in. There's holes in the wall. We can learn a little bit about this village. They clearly valued their building. They had a large ornate brick tower in the center that has collapsed upon itself. It fell this way, took out a little piece of this house, and you can see it really was quite large. It fell all the way over here. Lots of brick and rotting brick falling apart in the tower. We can learn about this village, though. We see they got their wood from the surrounding trees. We see they got their clay to make the bricks from the lake. But this prismarine, where did they get the prismarine? And just what were they doing down here? Aha! I think we know what our village was up to down here in their little valley. It looks like they found a ocean monument buried into the side of the cliff, and they were using it to mine or harvest some of the materials for their own use and probably for profit as well. But they built a wall to try to contain the forces of the temple, but it looks like they were unsuccessful, as the wall had a huge hole blown into it, and the guardians seem to have escaped and wrecked this village. Definitely caused some havoc and the ultimate downfall of this village. So that's what we're going with for our story of the lake. And to complete the story, of course, the whole reason for needing this story, I want to have this whole lake full of guardians. That should be pretty cool. We've got the 2 guardians in our little fish tank in the base. We are about to have a huge fish pond full of little guardian friends. Isn't that going to be fun? It's going to be really cool. Definitely brings some atmosphere and some life to this area. I hope you guys like the build down here. It's probably the last time we're going to see it before it's covered in water. Get a good look at it. Nothing too complex, too fancy. Hopefully these stair blocks don't look too bad when they're covered in water. The rest of it should be good. We tried to hide in some light here and there in between Yeah, some light tucked in the corners so that it doesn't get too dark down here once it's covered with water. Might have to put in some more around here. We'll see how that looks. But the next step is to cover it with water, and I'm not looking forward to it. It's going to be a lot of work to get every single little nook and cranny filled with water. I'm not going to do it the cheaty way and just pour it up top and let it come down. Nope. Every single block down here is going to be a source block of water, so we've got a lot of work to do, and it's time to get started. Alright, check it out. The water is almost completely filled in and back to the original lake water level. You can just barely make out a glimmer of what we have down below. When you go underwater, you really can't see it. If you get down there right up on it, then then the lights start actually doing something, and you can kind of see what's going on. Forgot to breathe here. And I like that. You can kind of make out that these are buildings. You can really see the temple once you get up to it. It looks much more dark and imposing. Let's see if we can make it back to the surface sometime quickly. Come on. All right, there we go. So the plan now is to take out some of our temporary retaining wall, and hopefully that should just fill in everything else with the water that we already have. And I thought that would be cool to do on camera because it should look pretty cool. So if we just come through and get nice, a little bit laggy for sure, get rid of all these blocks. Come on, just tear through them. There we go. If I'm standing on something, it works a little bit better. And watch it all fill in. There she goes. Nice, nice, it's working. Ah, beautiful. That's all gonna go right on up to the wall on the other side. Sweet. We have our lake back. Oh, come on, fill in for me. Are you going? Alright, we need one more right about here. And that should do it. Close. We're close. Let's get rid of this little wall. Oh, we don't even need it. There we go. Of course, I'm still going to go back through and get rid of all the leaves that are underwater. But we have our lake back. Isn't it nice? It's much better than a dirt and sand hole in the ground that I've been staring at for the past few days. Oh man, and I like it too. You can kind of see what's going on down there, but it doesn't really stand out unless you're looking for it or passing by. This is going to work out really well once we get the Guardians in there, I think. That's obviously not something that I'm going to do today. But just talking about it, thinking about it, planning it out, it's going to take a long time to do. I would like to stream it, and that should hopefully happen this Sunday. So if you're watching this video within the first day or so that it comes out and you want to find out how I'm going to get all the Guardians in here, be sure to tune in on sometime on Sunday afternoon probably, and I will be streaming carrying the Guardians from the temple over to here. It's going to be interesting. Still not sure the best system to do it, but we're going to figure something out. Anyway, that's going to be it for me today. Thanks for tuning in for the makings of our, I don't know, fishbowl lake, whatever we want to call it, our guardian lake. Hope you all enjoyed the episode, and I will see you next time.